Ah, what's this? It's a stream. Ho 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 ho. Hey, welcome along. One sec. Let me go over to the booth. We're here, it's a stream. Hello, hello. I see a keyboard red, and no, red it wasn't. Or when I say one shot, we got it in one try, I should have said. Not like literally like a one shot in, because no, that would be, yeah. It would be funny, but unlikely. Still washed out. Oh, of course. I must. That's a bit better. There's an even more busted relic than the gold hairpin. Celestriad makes all spells cost 1 MP. Oh my god. That is some busted nonsense. I mean, we're already getting up to some shenanigans with dual casting, quick, and gold hairpin, and everything else that happened. So yeah. For those tuning in, we finished Final Fantasy VI yesterday. With only had to go over by like half an hour, and most of that was actually just, well, a lot of that was just doing the rankings and whatnot. So I didn't have a plan for today. I don't know. We'll play it by ear. I'll just hang out and chat for a bit. Might play some games later if I feel like it. Yeah. We actually got it done. I will say, like, it was close, right? If I hadn't, like, we were coming up to the end of the stream by the end of the fight. So, you know, it would have been a short bit of stream of gaming today. But you never know with Final Fantasy. It's like, is the last boss gonna be a real pain in the butt? Yeah, probably. It's interesting though, because like we managed to get through it without having to swap anybody else in, which was really good. But they seem to they make it actually feel a lot more doable because you can swap people in. There are 4 screens it goes between, isn't it? There's the first set of statues, well, the bottom of the statue, the middle of the statue, the top of the statue, and then Kefka. And between each of those, if you have anybody who is KO'd at the end of that the fight, they swap out with somebody else in your roster. And so it's actually weirdly like one of the least difficult boss fights out of all of them. It certainly has the least amount of like nonsense and like bullshit to go with it, I think. Definitely helped that we had dual cast and meteor and all sorts of shenanigans to do. Yeah, 5 items for 5 MP. God, I don't want to know what you have to do to get the Celestiad. Oh, yeah. So we finished that up, and we're done with Final Fantasy Pixel Remasters. No more of those. No more Pixel Final Fantasies, really? I guess. Hey, Lucinati, hello. Welcome. And yeah, we're just hanging out and chatting today. I got a cup of tea. Here it is. I'll have some. But yeah, hope you've been doing well out there, everybody. It's been a grey day today, which is fine. Stay inside. Get on the bike. Thoughts on FF6. Man, I mean, I was just talking about how actually the final boss was much less frustrating than most of the other final bosses so far. Weirdly. Like it was still I wouldn't say it was easy, but it wasn't as frustrating as some of them have been. Yeah. I was thinking while I was ahead of yesterday's stream, I was like, I hope there isn't too much more, actually. I was thinking that at one point, because 6 is by far it's the longest one so far that we've played. 4 is going to be 14 14 videos. Actually 13 streams, because I had to split one stream up into 2 parts because of Twitch nonsense. So it's only the longest by 1 stream, really. But it felt like there was so much stuff going on, and you had so many characters. And I was like, please let this end soon. Because it was in danger of getting... I came up with a phrase for it, because I've used this comparison before with other things, but it was in danger of getting Bruce bog-trotted. where it's like, look, this is good. I'm enjoying this, but there's so much. There's so much. I cannot take it all in. There's too much. But I actually think that it didn't overstay its welcome. It did manage to end before that happened. Yeah, and now we break from FF for a bit, for sure. I'm taking this stream to just sort of hang out and chat, and maybe we'll do something else. We just take a break from FF for a bit, I think is probably a good idea. And, yeah. Because when we come back from that, we get into 7. I'm going to look something up, actually. Yeah, and the end of Pixel Remasters Natural Breakpoint. Yeah. And I know it's called the Gauntlet, but like I don't have to do this to myself. I went through everything in order. Okay, how long for Final Fantasy VII? Okay, main story 36 hours. Main and sides 50 hours. Completionist 82. Whoa boy. I'm gonna compare that to 6. Okay, so a bit more than 6, because for 6, according to how long to beat, main story is 34.5 hours, main and extra is 41, completionist is 61. So 7 is definitely going to be a bit longer still. Yeah. And I know that I'm kind of aware of the fact that it's almost October. And if it's almost October, that means it's once October is over, it's November. And that's when things go upside down for a bit on the stream. So I'd rather get stuck into FF7 after Desert Bus and all of that, rather than get stuck in and then have to drop it for like a couple of weeks as the bus runs and I set up other stuff. Yeah, so that's why, you know, I'm gonna take a stream break next week. And come back from that, we'll play something else for a bit, and then the bus will roll in and we'll get going. That will happen, and then after that is Final Fantasy VII. I think that makes the most sense, honestly. And yeah, they're going to be chonkers going forward, and that's okay. That just means more content. But yeah, debating what I'm going to play when I come back. I might honestly be... oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm very tempted by Lies of P, as we were talking about yesterday. Lies of P could be a lot of fun. It's a Souls-like game. The FTA is suing Amazon. Who's the the American Financial Trade whatnot? What did Amazon do this time? Or whatever. I don't know. I'm not sure what the FTA is. Oh, Monopoly. I was in like Amazon having a monopoly, not like making monopoly. Trade administration. Okay. Like I vaguely know of that only because of following like game industry news, but it's wild that it's like I don't know. Apologies for not knowing all of the initialisms for every American agency that exists, but yeah. There's a piece tempting seeing reviewers saying it's harder than from Soulsborne's. Okay, so I was watching HP play some of it the other day, and he was talking about the difficulty curve and all of that. And I don't know that it's harder than them. It's just different, I think. Because I watched it a bit, and we were talking about this on Sunday on HP stream, and how it's every FromSoft game that's come out, all of their like adventure action RPGs have all been similar but different, right? And that's often a problem when you go between them. Like Dark Souls does not play like Bloodborne, and Bloodborne and Dark Souls don't play like Elden Ring in like subtle differences. And Sekiro is not Bloodborne and it's not Dark Souls, right? And Lies of P is like that as well. Like Lies of P is similar to a lot of them, similar to Bloodborne, similar to Dark Souls, but it is different in subtle ways. So if you go into it trying to play it like it's Bloodborne, you're going to have a bad time. So you must learn the game or the way it plays, and you know, trying to play it like it's a Dark Souls game or a Bloodborne is gonna not go well. So it could be to do with that. Like, these are difficult games for sure. Yeah, right. There were people who were mad that Armored Core 6 wasn't Dark Souls. Like, well, no, it's Armored Core. Just because it's made by FromSoft doesn't mean it's they don't only make Dark Souls games. Yeah, I was seeing a lot of people having a good time with Armored Core as well, though, and I've never played an Armored Core game. I do enjoy mechs, so it could be fun. I don't know. All I know about Armored Core is that it's big mechs stomping around, fighting each other. And that's it. I don't know anything else beyond that. Yeah, basically, right? Yeah. But I think it's interesting that Lies of P is like, seems to be really well made and actually like because the other people have tried to make Dark Souls or Bloodborne clones before and they've not been very good, but Lies of P actually seems to be pretty good. Tempted. Very tempted. Meat replacements. I haven't had too many of those. I haven't tried a lot of those. Like, I know there are the what was it, the Beyond Meat, Beyond Burgers. I've never had a Beyond Burger, or whatever else exists. I don't know. If some of them are just like meat, maybe I have, and I just don't know. They're expensive. Yeah, that's basically why I haven't tried them. Yeah, some of them are good. 2 stream-long games for some October variety. Yeah. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up my Steam wish list. You could do a variety of things. Always do it right. Steam. God, ever since like the recent update of Steam, it's been running like garbage. I say recent, but like it was a little while ago now. Ah, God. Alright, what's on here? Recently added. Oh yeah, I did want to play Chants of Sennaar at some point, because that looked really good. If you haven't heard about that, by the way, that is... Wait, hold on, let me see if the review is on there, but... No, it's playing the trailer, stop. No, Street Fighter 6, no. Yes, right, it was featured on Game Maker's Toolkit, and it was like a linguistic puzzle game. I saw a bit of it being played on a stream, and I was like, oh, this looks good, I should stop watching this, because it's about discovery. It's about discovering things in this, you know, and translating language. So very easy to spoil yourself on that one. And so that's on my wish list. So that would be fun to do. Oh yeah, another one I saw was Moonstone Island. Moonstone Island. Okay, don't open up. Why? Stop it. Steam, behave. haven't played Heaven's Vault. No, I know that's another game about deciphering languages, yeah. Yeah, here we are. Moonstone Island. A creature collecting life sim set in an open world with 100 islands to explore. Make friends, brew potions, collect spirits, test your strength in card-based encounters and whatnot. Let me actually... I want to pull up my... I don't want to pull up my Steam page. But I can, if I full screen this, we can watch the trailer, actually. Like, when are we going to learn that autoplay is bad? Stop it, Steam. There we go. There. Let's watch the trailer for Moonstone Island. Oh, yeah. Build a home anywhere in the world. It's got very much Stardew vibes as well. Look at it, so cute. And like making potions and making friends and find a romance. Stardew with card-based combat, and you can romance people and give them gifts and go on dates. You see that's very Stardew, that. And it looks so cute. And there are tamed spirits in card battles, and you've got like collection spirits. Look at that. 100 islands in the sky. Oh, I got a little plane thing. Cute. Ooh. Love that. Baba Yaga. Yeah, that looks very cute. Yeah, that one's on my wish list. Oh, what was the name? I didn't put this on my wish list. What was the name of that game that just reminded me this? That came out recently. That was basically a love letter to like JRPGs. Yeah, Sea of Stars. That's the one. I'm gonna put that on my wish list because I forgot to do that. Sea of Stars. Yeah, that's the thing. It was reminding me of that. Okay, will you stop auto-playing? Steam, please. Behave. Oh yeah, let me untick the box. There it is. There is a box that auto-plays. Oh, there is a demo. Well, all right. Let me just wish list. There we go. Lunacid. Ooh, I'm gonna look it up. What is that? Oh, that's like a 3D. Oh no, I think I've seen this. I might have seen this. Or no, maybe no, not this. I saw something similar that isn't this. But it's a first-person dungeon crawler inspired by old FromSoft games like Shadow Tower and Kingsfield. Ah. Wait a minute. Maybe I did. Oh, it's got that sort of... like old school graphics look to it, like Morrowind sort of looking... Morrowind looking ass. Yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch of good stuff out there. I should see if anything on the wish list is on sale. Discount. Oh right, there's some old stuff on here I haven't looked at in a while. Oh yeah, Darkest Dungeon 2. Right, Darkest Dungeon 2, that's also a thing. Yeah, but okay. You know what? I'm just gonna look at. Oh right. Yes, Steam. I was born in 1971. Obviously, whatever. Really think somebody would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies? Yeah. Oh. Right. I was like, well, maybe I could maybe play the. Oh, right. The biggest problem with playing Baldur's Gate 3, or at least trying to do it on PC, two things. SSD required. And you need to have 150 gigabytes of space on your SSD. Which I definitely don't. Because this old machine, it still uses a HDD for storage. The SSD is only for boot and Windows and OS, and definitely doesn't have 150 gigs of space. So, Baldur's Gate 3, no. Yeah. SSD for 50 quid, it's like 1 terabyte, yeah. Like, it's possible to do, but like, I don't really want to shell out all of that just so I can play Baldur's Gate 3, you know? Like, at some point, I've been meaning to get around to upgrading this for ages. It's mostly just a case of pricing it and affording it. And when that happens, we'll get SSDs all up the wazoo. And then we can play Baldur's Gate 3. But oh well. You know what? Yeah, I tell you what I'm gonna do. I mean, no, I could take it off. No, I'll leave it on there. I was almost like, let me take it off my wish list. Like, nah, we'll leave it on there, even if I can't really play it right now. It's a Pix. Hello, welcome along. Hope you're doing well, Pix. Welcome to the stream. Oh, great! Ace Attorney Chronicles is also on sale. Yeah, it'll go on sale again, and at some point they are gonna release the second batch or whatever it is, the second collection of games that is everything from which one? Apollo Justice and onwards. And then when that comes out, I'm gonna play that for sure. Yeah. The Apollo Justice era. But yeah, Great Ace Attorney is there. The Apollo Justice era trilogy. Here's the thing, bro. People say, when I say that, people, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. The Apollo Justice cycle. Yeah. He's in them, isn't he? Is he in all of them? I don't know. The Apollo Justice phase. Yeah, there you go. He's in all of them. Therefore, I can call him that. I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember when that's actually supposed to come out. I know I won't be done with Final Fantasy. I will never be done with Final Fantasy. It will go on forever. The Trucy trilogy. This makes sense. The Trucilogy. Yeah. Now we need to call it something like the Cornetto trilogy. Like what can we yeah, what can we do for that? Like the hamburgers trilogy. Eat your hamburgers, Apollo. It's the hamburger trilogy. Oh, not the Magic Panties trilogy. No, no, Red. Why? No! No! Stop it. Oh man, eat your hamburgers, Apollo. I wonder just how much... It always makes me laugh at that. I know exactly where that comes from. That comes from like an awkward zombie comic. You know? An awkward zombie webcomic, which is like... just irreversibly changed the lexicon of English-speaking Phoenix Wright fans. Ace Attorney fans, whatever. Come sit around the traditional American kotetsu and eat your hamburgers, Apollo. Ah. Oh dear. Ah. I'm trying to decide what I should upload next, because when I do take my stream break, like I said, I'm going to be uploading some archive VODs up to the YouTube channel. And I do have my playthrough of Phoenix Wright games. In fact, let me just see how many that is. It's a lot. Yeah, it's like 33 it's 33 of the things. I can maybe do one. Yeah, you know what? I could upload like Ace Attorney. We could do like, I could upload like Ace Attorney. That's only 11. Yeah, that could work. Because, yeah, it's all three of those. Make it look like the Circus one doesn't exist. I wish I could. I wish I could, but look, it's very important that we don't we don't gloss over parts of our history. We must remember everything so that we can learn from it and learn to never repeat those mistakes again. We have to preserve it in all its awfulness as a warning for the future. to never let that happen again. Yep, it did. It certainly did. Yeah. Thing is, at some point I should probably figure out a way to upload, or not a way to upload, but a schedule for uploading archive VODs, because there are a lot, and if I only do it when I take a stream break, it's going to take even longer for them to go up. So, yeah, I might try and figure that out. I just don't want to be spamming all the time constantly. I suppose what I could do is do like archives on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and then new stuff on Fridays to Sundays. It's a video every day, but apparently that's a good thing to do on YouTube. I don't know. Look, I don't. I just want to try and get them up there, the ones that I have now collected. And they may not go off in any order that makes any sort of sense, but whatever. Now we'll figure it out. I don't know. I'm just gonna go check something. See if YouTube's gonna yeah, behave. Studio content. Okay, yeah. I said this on Mastodon the other day, but for some reason, of the VODs from last week, part 11, that one boss, which is me getting stuck on the Magic Master for like literally half the stream, is has a lot more views than the other VODs of that week, of like out of anything so far. I was like, why that one? Why that one where I'm fighting the boss for like half the stream and getting nowhere. Maybe it's a good clickbaity title. Yeah, you might be right. That one boss. Maybe that's it. Just got in the algorithm for some reason. Who knows? I wonder which boss he means. Oh, right. True. Oh, yeah. I gotta be clickbaiting in the titles more. That sounds wrong. Sorry. Clickbaiting as a verb sounds extremely bad. That doesn't sound good at all. No, I don't. No, don't like that. Okay. You're not a clickbait. No. No. It's all the stuff like doing clickbait and the thumbnails where you're going like, oh, I hate that it works, because it does. It fucking does work. And I'm so mad about it. And I refuse to do it. I will not. I will not. Avatar doing the poggers face. No. 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 Oh no. Like, my concession to that is having a face, like the avatar face, my avatar in the thumbnail, but it's not like taking up like half of it. Next fake podcast clips confirmed. No! No! People making like fake clips of a sit-down podcast. Oh, I think I've heard about that. I think I remember seeing something on Tumblr where it was that, but it was clearly a parody, like done for laughs. And yeah, I don't know. More and more, like every so often, you sort of glance, or at least I do, glance into like the wider YouTube community of like what's going on, what's popular, and you just you sort of like dip your toe in the water, like, no, let's get out of there. No thank you, please. What a hellscape this has become. Like, you'll occasionally be like, I don't know, it might be in like recommended videos or something, or whatever, or like on trending, and you just see a video that is referring to like a creator beef between two people. Like, I've not heard of any of the three individuals involved in this. The person making the video, and the two people who are beefing, or whatever is going on. Like, something is happening. I was like, I don't, and it has like 500,000 views, and you're like, just going back into my little corner. I'm going back in the hole. I'm crawling back into my hole where I don't have to experience this anymore. I'm just going back in the little corner that I have carved out where it's all okay, and I don't, I don't have to interact with this. Tried to see what YouTube serves me for shorts, seeing as I've turned off all tracking and metrics that you can. There's some truly awful stuff. Yeah, I don't look at I similarly have a lot of that turned off.
This is
well.
how you open a $100,000
Oh god!
car door.
Oh god! It just autoplays. It just autoplays. Thanks. No, this is all horrible. Yeah, no, this is all bad. This is all bad. Because, yeah, I also don't have that stuff turned on. Like the, yeah. And, god damn it. Yeah, nope. Never clicking that tab again. Like right-wing transphobic crap. Ugh, god. The fucking state of YouTube these days. Bleh. Yeah. Still logged in, but like, you will not recommend things to me. You will not see what I've been watching to recommend things to me. I turned that off like a long time ago, and I have basically never regretted it. Just been like, yep, nope, this was the right choice. It does mean you sometimes get those like really weird things in your recommended because it's trending somewhere or whatever it is. And you're just like, what the hell is this? Stay away. Yeah. About the only place I actually bother with like the For You tab or like the, you know, recommended or whatever is on Tumblr, and even then that's like only occasionally. And that usually seems to be based off posts that I've liked or reblogged, in which case it's more of the same most of the time. Which is like, that's fine. It's like that's okay. Oh yeah, Tumblr Live on the other hand. Ugh. Stop it. Yeah, like a good 50% of my Tumblr recommended is all Good Omens stuff, which I'm very happy about. Oh yes, I'm familiar with CTC picks. Yep. I have watched their videos. Do enjoy a lot of those puzzles. Yeah. YouTube don't recommend this heavily enough that YouTube basically only recommends me videos from channels I already follow. It is very funny to me when they're just like, we thought you might like this, and it's a video from a channel you follow, and you're like, well, I can't fault you for your reasoning. You've got me there. I do like that. It's like, you know, you've got a box of you got a box of eggs in the cupboard, and it's like, we think you might like some more eggs. And it's like, yeah, sure, yeah, you know. Ah, yes, it's good stuff. It's good stuff, Vix. I've enjoyed a lot of their puzzles. Oh man. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. I can close that now. Sorry, I still had YouTube Studio open for some reason. Yeah. But yeah, it's just like, you know, and the similar thing with like social media and Twitter as well. It's like I'm still throwing stream updates onto Twitter because it hasn't completely folded in on itself, and there are some people who have not moved over to where I am on kind.social. But that's basically the only time I interact with Twitter now. It's like, open up, post the stream link, and close it again. It's just running up to it like and then away because no thank you, no thank you. I do not want it. I do not. Ever since TweetDeck actually died, I was like, well, I have to use the web interface. No, I refuse. Yeah. See what happens, but I'm just having a good time on kind.social, so you know, like why would I go anywhere else? Why should I? Like I'm not even on like what are the other ones people are using? Blue Sky and Threads. People still using Threads, or did that upload as well? And Threads was Facebook, so like no, absolutely not. I refuse. I'm not going there. Yeah, I also extremely don't trust Blue Sky either. I was like, you know what? I found Mastodon. Mastodon's good. Kind.social is good. I'm gonna stay there. That's working for me. I think I have a co-host account still, but I don't know that anyone's using that at the moment. I haven't looked in on that. But kind.social has been very good, so I'm just gonna stay there. Like Mastodon as an ecosystem is not perfect, you know. There's still some things that it doesn't have that would be nice to have, but it's so much better. Ah, that's the secret. We need to be on Argentinian Twitter. Ah. Yeah. For me it was the fact that like TweetDeck stopped working, and they stopped using, and the third-party apps as well on the phone, which was a lot earlier. That was earlier on, but it's like, oh, I have to use your awful web interface to actually use the website. No. I don't wanna. Yeah. I say TweetDeck is dead, but they made a newer version of it that is now only available to blue check marks. I'm like, well, no, I'm not giving you any money for this garbage, so yeah. Oh, I do use AdBlock, but like, no, the web interface is like, it's fine, but I don't know. It's not really fine. I don't like it. Yeah. So it's just very slowly dying. Hey Thomas, hello. And so why so many folks I know hate the Twitter web and app UI? Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Like, it's usable. To me, it's like, it's usable. It's very much a taste-based thing, yeah. To be honest, part of it is probably having used TweetDeck for so long. Yep. Kabam! Get out of here. I'm not even entertaining whatever that is. Love the just chatting category. Always brings out the best. Anyway. Yeah, using TweetDeck for so long, it's hard to go back to only having one column and not having 3 columns and other stuff, but I just, say that because you never stream Minecraft. Yeah, why do you think I never stream Minecraft? There's a reason for that. Yeah, true, it is not as bad as Paul's not. Right, God. Fucking forgot that's a separate category. Good lord. Yeah. Anyway. See my earlier comment again about like just once in a while you sort of poke your head into the wider ecosystem of, well, yeah, YouTube or Twitch or Twitter, like out beyond the little corner you've carved out for yourself, and you just sort of look out there, and it's you just immediately turn around and go right back in. Like, nope, nope. God, what has happened? It's just, good lord, what is happening in there? Yeah. Man. The opposite of the sicko's beam. Yeah, just like, oh, whoa, no. Yeah. It's just, yeah. Entering and leaving the burlesque place. That's the gif. That's the. It's like, whoop, off we go. Truly, some wild stuff goes on out there. I'm just like, oh, I'm just okay over here. I'm just okay over here with my small group of friends, and where we don't have to think about that. Boy. Yeah. This is also those memes of just like, you know, some tech news story comes out where some YouTuber or Twitch streamer gets in trouble for whatever something or other, and you're just like, who are you? Oh, this man has appeared fully formed with like 10 million subscribers and and a horrible reputation. Where did you come from? You just sort of lift up the bed and they'll just skitter out. It's like, these horrible YouTubers. Whatever. Respect the hustle? I don't respect the hustle. Sorry, I respect the like work ethic and stuff that goes into it. Well, you know, whatever. I respect the energy and commitment, but I hate the hustle. Fuck the hustle. I do not respect I do not respect the hustle's existence. I respect people's perseverance in trying to make it work for them, but the hustle can go to hell. I hate the hustle. I hate it. I hate that people need to do it. I hate that it's necessary. I reject the hustle in all its forms. I was not put here to hustle. I was not made for hustling, please. Hustle on into the sun, yeah. Yeah, like every time it hits, like I've worked, so like when you hear the people at, like, who are in like the top earners of YouTube or Twitch or whatever, if you hear them talk about like their schedule, it sounds utterly insane, and you know, there's a reason there's so much burnout, and it's awful. And it's not, and when I say like fuck the hustle or whatever, I don't mean to blame the people who are hustling, because it's the ecosystem is set up to try and to basically force you to do that. Like, if you're trying to chase the algorithm, if you're trying to chase views and subs and everything, you're gonna have to hustle, and it's gonna be awful. It's gonna be really bad, and you're going to hate it. I don't know, maybe you're not. Maybe you're one of those people who can actually, who thrives on that, in which case more power to you, but I couldn't be me. But like, yeah. Hustling, that's a paddling. Yeah. But yeah, if someone starts talking about, like, you know, the hustle grind set, I'm just like, okay, I am just not going to listen to whatever it is. I'm just gonna tune out, excuse me. Like, I wake up in the morning, I've already been awake for 3 hours doing making videos, I brush my teeth while I'm managing my finances or whatever. Yeah, no, I didn't think you were. I was just like, I saw an opportunity to be like, all right, I'm gonna rant about hustling, and I took it. I mean, if it works for them, yeah, works for them, I suppose. But like, I don't know. It just seems like such a miserable existence, and I feel sorry. I feel sorry for them. I'm just like, I hope, yeah. All the credits are for very anti the hustle, yeah. It does. It makes it hard. It makes it harder for everyone else. It's not sustainable. Like all of that stuff. It's just very bad. Like, yeah. Need a better solution. And like every time we've tried to, you know, make it more, or try to get companies or platforms or whatever to make it more bearable, usually by increasing like revenue shares, they're just like, no. God, remember the thing? It was a while ago now, but it was when Twitch was like, "Hey, good news! We're going to increase ad revenue for partners who hit a certain number of subscribers or whatever." It was something like, it was like, we're introducing this new way of earning money from your stuff, and it was so someone did the math, and it was like a very small number of streamers actually qualified. It's like, yeah, great, thanks. Hey, lamb, Kefka laugh. What audio format is that? Was that last year? Okay, yeah. And that just kind of just went fizzled out because it affected basically nobody. The WY's format, of course. Of course. For the software, we're wise. Of course. Oh, we're using a bunch of games. Ah. Okay, let me try and decipher this, because I assume this is an acronym. Sound engine? Worldwide internal sound engine. I don't know. I'll recognize this logo, will I? From game credits, you say? Oh yeah, the sort of blobs. Yeah. The blue blobs. I have seen that before. Oh dear, sorry, I don't know why I'm yawning so much. All this talk about the hustle is making me tired. Intricate dynamic sound systems, it's probably wise. Yeah. The more you know. Oh man. Cool. Neat. Yeah. Oh, we're fine. Everything's fine. Man. Yeah. See that every industry like that, you know, everything just seems so fractal. The more you look at it, the more complicated it gets. There's so many like many things. You just, oh right, of course. There's all of this stuff going on over here and over here and over here. Ah man. Oh, speaking of streaming things, actually, oh, man, at some point I still need to figure out, and I haven't needed to use it for a while, but the way I had been doing the PNG tubing for when I don't want to appear on camera, has stopped working, so I need to find like an OBS plugin to make that work if I want to do that again. Because it's useful sometimes, because sometimes you're just like, oh god, I want to stream, but I'm in some sort of state where you're just like, I don't want to be seen. The Fugi thing? What was the Fugi thing? Oh, I vaguely remember. Oh, there was a thing. Yeah, Fugi made a thing. I don't remember what that was or how to do that. It does more involved VTuber stuff. Yeah, I was just talking about like just getting like just the image, you know, the single image that pops up. VideoTube Mini. Ah, yes, standalone program that you window capture. Right? Yeah. You talked about that before. You got that with the Klingon. I might look into that. Yeah, I'm talking to HP about like about VTubing stuff, and I mean he's setting up a whole like he's essentially setting up a VTuber capturing rig, except it doesn't output to a VTuber model. It outputs to a real animatronic that he has made in his studio, in his house. Which is, that is a wild thing to do. Howard 2.0. Yeah, no, yeah. lowest effort VTube rig. Man. Yeah. No, I mean he's he's clearly someone who enjoys all that like mechanical, like the engineering challenge of that, and that's more power to you for that, sir. We're just gonna end up with like Five Nights at Freddy's, but it's HP's channel. I'm just waiting for the time when he decides to make a second one for JR. You know, when does that happen? Jim Henson, the first VTuber. Oh god. Oh no. Imagine having them to actually do it, yeah. Fair enough. There's at least one puppet no, not puppet VTuber. Puppet tuber. Like someone who's a YouTuber but is a puppet. Like a full on like Muppet puppet with a character and a thing. There's at least one. There's more, but there's at least one pretty well known. I'm trying to remember their name. Blue. Oh, there is a FF14 streamer who does the animatronic thing. Send that link to HP. Be like, hey, here's someone who could maybe give you some tips. I don't know. It's crazy though. Oops. We've all been there. And that was... Oh no, I've forgotten their name. This person I've met several times. Who are you? We've all done it. Yeah. It's funny actually, like Edrem, there we go. Nice. What do they have? Do they have like a... I mean, I could look them up actually. But like, what animatronic do they have? Edrem, the Australian animatronic VTuber. Alright. I'm just gonna pull up let me have a look at a clip here. Oh right, yeah, it's just a blue Muppet. Hold on. I'll just give you a we can have a look. Yep, there they are. Playing some Armored Core.
Nice. And we teabag him. Teabag.
That actually works pretty well.
You did good today. Back to work. Penetrate the control center and destroy the target.
The rig works the same with HP splines. Oh yeah, it does look like the head moves and it opens the mouth and head tracking into servos. Yeah. That's the way to do it. Bit of a delay, but it's got good character. Yeah, that's the important thing, I think, right? I mean, if Muppets have taught us anything, then you stick some eyes on a piece of felt, and if you animate it and puppeteer it well enough, human beings will just accept that that's a character. They're just like, yep, this is a character. This is a thing. It's like it's my hand inside a green bit of felt with 2 ping pong balls stuck to it, but nope, this is a talking frog. And everyone just goes, yes, I agree. This is a talking frog. Yeah. Anthropomorphization, which is just a good word. The real issue with that, yeah, people ascribing human qualities to things that do not have them. Yeah. But no, I was thinking like a lot of VTuber rigs that I've seen, and I haven't seen like too many. There's like, I feel like there are certain like categories that they fall into. The biggest one is like anime, I think. Like solidly, I don't know. Like, but like I don't know about the numbers, but seems like the majority of VTubers that I've seen are anime. It's all like anime guys and anime girls. Mostly it's anime girls. I think. I don't know. Like that's the biggest one. And the people who aren't anime are like the 1% is everybody else. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how many, but but I do know that VTubers exist who have got like very different design, or not anime designs, or very like differently designed. They like have a unique art style to them, and like, you know, that's cool. Because you could show me like a picture of like, I don't know, like the top 5 VTubers, and I'd be like, these are all the same. These are the same character model, maybe. I don't know. I haven't looked into it closely enough to actually determine that. A lot of free or cheap avatars from various VTuber creator suites. This is true. I mean, yeah, making like a proper VTuber model is not easy. Like particularly like a 3D one, I guess. Actually, I do actually follow one VTuber on Twitch, which is and that is Honey Goblin, who is an artist and streamer who makes her own models. And I remember what I was watching, it actually came up on one of the few times Twitch recommended was actually good. And like her model is actually like really expressive in a way that a lot of the anime ones I've seen just are not. I'm like, wow, what the hell? It's decent successful. We spent about $5,000 on the latest model. Oof. Oh boy. I mean, you don't want to skimp on it if you're like a top, you know, a successful VTuber. You don't want to short out on that. You want to pay. You want to get something good. Yeah, on your computer rig. I mean, yeah, basically. Let's see if I can find like a good clip of Honey that shows off her like model, because it's one of the few ones where I was like, oh, that's actually like really good and emotive and not just like an anime girl like sliding around the screen. I don't know. What do we got? Oh right, artists and riggers are different people. That's true. Because the artist makes the thing and the rigger rigs the thing. This makes sense. I mean, it does make sense. But yeah, it's okay. So the reason I was just looking up Honey thing, but I can't find a good clip because all of the recent ones are not. Well, you know what? I can show you something, but maybe. But yeah, it's funny because watching like an indie VTuber, someone who's not like in one of the big conglomerates, because I know that those exist, and they have like a really good and well animated and emotive avatar or rig or whatever, and then you go and look at like whoever's in, what are they called? There's a couple of like big agencies. Hololive, that's like one of the biggest ones. And it's like, oh, that's not, what is that? Like the design is good, but they're just kind of, they don't have much emotion, but that's yeah. Huh. Interesting. Ah, Klingon VTuber. Gah. But yeah. Yeah, all I want to do is just have a backup of a PNG VTuber, have that set up again, so that I can have the option to just. I mean, I always have the option to not have webcam, but I like having something. Money to go with the whole life mods probably a lot. Yeah. Yeah, they're like massively popular as well. I think I was like, yeah, looked up some stuff about VTubers after I was chatting to HP about it, and there's just there are so many of them, it turns out. At least in Hololive, at least there are so many. Kema, the House of Hashte. Kema the Gamer. Yes. But there, yeah, there's just like an entire army of anime waifus for your VTuber needs. My god. It's funny, it wasn't until like relatively recently I was like, I heard VTuber and I was like, well, you know, it's a type of streamer. And then you just like, I don't know, you watch a clip or something, you're like, oh yeah, right, they're literally just streamers. Might turn to be proper Twitch competitor say that only does VTube streams. Oh. Yeah, because I know that, because Hololive is mostly on YouTube, I think. And there are plenty of VTubers on Twitch as well, but I don't know if they're organized into a big group like that. I didn't realize there was a separate VTuber streaming site, which makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I know a couple of. I'm trying to think because I looked them up, and there are other VTubers I've come across through various things. There's at least one Drawfee episode where they make VTuber. They draw new VTubers or something. I'm trying to remember. Yeah. So it's called, got name dropped during the first waves of Kick. Oh yes, Kick. The that thing. But it got name dropped during that, I guess. As another alternative, yeah. Yeah. Crazy though. But yeah. I did like that idea though that we saw of the one you linked to what's his name? Edram? with the Muppet look. Wow. Surely somebody has made like a Muppet-y VTuber model somewhere. Oh, I hate the term flesh tuber. Oh no. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, I hate that. I hate that. Hate that. Flesh tuber. No. No. No, thank you. But yeah. No, I like the Muppety approach that Edram took with their animatronic. Because, like, you know, that's what I would do. I would make, like, a Muppet. That's what I would do for, like, a proper VTuber model. Like, some sort of Muppet seems appropriate. Because then you get good things like you can get a lot of it's funny, I guess a lot of the same principles would apply for Muppet making. Like you want some secondary motion in like hair and ears or something. You get the eyes right. Might want to be able to control the eyelids or something. Windy as hell. Yeah. Another one of those rabbit holes that you could go down very easily. Yeah. Secondary motion to eyebrow movement. This makes sense. Yeah, that's why I was trying to find a good clip to show. Like I mentioned, Honey Goblin earlier. It's like that. There's a lot of secondary motion, ears, hair, eyebrows, like all of that stuff. That's what people react to. Really sells it. But yeah, like the worst kind of VTuber, like 3D model, like the flat like PNG ones are fine, but like the 3D ones, like if they don't have a lot of motion, or don't have a lot of emotive capability, it's like, oh, it's not, something's not quite there. Sorry. But yeah, like going to all that trouble. There's a certain amount of effort I am prepared to put towards certain things when it comes to the stream, but I feel like that would be too much. Just like not something I particularly need to do or want to do, but it's like, oh, that would be fun, but you know. Oh dear. Mostly it's just like, it's a shame that it would be really hard to to play to have a Muppet or like a hand puppet or something to do that while also playing a game, and you can't do that unless you do the animatronic nonsense. That's that HP is doing and Edrim has. There's no easy way to do that without like 3 other people. Like, I just can't become a Muppet that way. Yeah, 2-state PNG2 is like 90% of the way there for most people. Yeah, exactly. And I only want it as like a backup. Just an alternative. It's either a backup or like I was thinking about actually I might part of the reason I want to set it up again is I might want to just use that for art streams because I've watched back my art streams, you know, for Twitch for VOD purposes, and like 90% of it, just to give you the idea, is this. Because like the drawing tablet is like down here or it's up here, and you're just watching me like stare directly ahead. There's nothing to react to. Oh, I gotta put that back. Hold on. I'm still here. I'm still here. There we go. Like, it's not. You're not getting my reaction to things. My reaction is not necessary. So might be an idea to do it for those. A lot of furries do that to have their persona as their image. That makes sense. Makes sense, honestly. And I mean, getting a good furry VTube rig is certainly probably cheaper than getting a good costume. I don't know. I assume it is. Or maybe they're about the same. I don't know. I've never paid for either of... Sorry, I've never bought one. Sorry, when I say I've never paid for either of... That implies I could have got them for free. Wait, no, that's not what I meant. No! Oh yeah, you can animate the 2 states as well. Yeah. Get some blinking or some movement or whatever. Yeah. It doesn't have to be too complicated. Yeah, no one's giving away multi-$1,000 persons for free. That's true. It's true. But wait, Lamb, how do you know that? Have you checked? I made mistakes using GIFs. Yeah, that might be worth a shot. I'm just gonna look it up and bookmark it. Vtube. I see. Oh, it's available. Vtube Mini is available for free on itch.io. Oh, and their proper fully fledged app is just being developed. I see. Modify the blink timing. Gotcha. Okay, yeah, might look into that. I'll bookmark the page for now. The whole thing that comes up sometimes in puppeteering, less is more. A lot of 2D models just look better than the more technically advanced 3D models. because you need more to make a 3D model seem lifelike. It's true. Yeah. And like a lot of the ones that I have seen that are like the anime models, a lot of them seem really overly complicated. You know, when you just can't tell, it's like, what am I looking at? What is this? I appreciate it, Verdney, but I think I'm gonna give VideoTube a try and see how that goes. And again, this is only for like, I'm not too bothered about this. It would just be a nice thing to have as a backup. Switch from 2D to 3D models with a 2D model to add more character. Yeah, yeah. It's also, yeah, when less is more. Also because movement in a 3D avatar like that, and I mean like movement, not just like going left and right, but also turning and doing that sort of stuff. It can look so much less, like it becomes really obvious on how limited it is. So it is like it stands out more. Yeah. Unique design. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of, like, I haven't seen too much, but a lot of the designs I've seen, like, they're not, I wouldn't call them bad designs, but they definitely tend towards the, yeah, the unique design, a lot of complex things somewhere, you know. A lot of detail in a lot of them. But, you know, that's fine. It's a whole thing. I just want to see someone who's like, you know, VTuber avatar is like a toaster or something. It's like, you know, we have the power to make the image whatever we want it to be. We are not, don't have to be limited to anime. We can be whatever we want. Be a talking toaster. Or a piece of cheese. I don't know. That's why I'm like, if I was, and this is a very hypothetical thing, do not take this as an indication of anything other than a thought experiment, but that's why I said, if I was to go full VTuber, it's like, make me a Muppet. Make me something, something, you know, let's get wild with it. Let's get original with this. Let's do something else. I don't know. First thing that came to mind. Yeah, it's something else I've wondered about VTubers actually. Oh, full Skeksis bodysuit. Hell yeah. Something else I've wondered about VTubers is that, has it ever happened? Has this ever happened? Has this ever happened to you? But where the VTuber personality gets taken over by somebody else, like you have the person, whatever their name is or whatever the character is, and then somebody else becomes the you know, whoever was doing it retires, and then there's the new whoever, whatever. Can't think of a good VTuber name to make up, but like, has that ever happened? Yeah. But like how Muppet performers have changed over the years. Copying but don't do the comics passing the torch thing. I only think of that in the episode of Community where they have the new guy from Subway. Shows. I was like, no, it's me, Jared from Subway. Like, oh. I wonder if it's ever happened and nobody's noticed. It's just quietly replaced whoever was behind the VTuber, and nobody knows. Which sounds like a Black Mirror episode. In fact, no, that actually was a Black Mirror episode in like the first season. Yeah, no, wait, actually that did happen. Except he ended up becoming Prime Minister. It was weird. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Weirder than the current one? Well, no. Differently weird. Actually, wait, hold on. Let me check. Who is our current Prime Minister? It might have changed in the last 5 minutes. No, it's still Sunak. Yeah. Still say should have given the head of lettuce a chance. It's proved that it could last longer than than Liz Truss. I think as someone pointed out a while ago, it's like, who was prime minister at this time? You know, in 2023 or the early 2020s is going to be a really difficult trivia question in the future. Big ones in Japan are like idol agencies and businesses and performers being replaced and then trying to keep it a secret. Ooh. I wonder. Maybe they have. Yeah. The indie ones try to emulate big ones. They put a huge start in debuting and retiring. Oh, what was it? There was another term. Don't they have? There's a term for like, is it retire? No, it must be retiring. Yeah, where they stop doing VTubing. But they debut and they retire and disappearing for like 2 weeks, coming back with a new model. Yeah, but she's got a new hat. Retiring a character, yeah. Yeah. And I know, like, the big Japanese ones, they do, like you said, Pix was saying, they run like idol agencies. And they put out like music and other similar things. You know? Yeah, a lot of YouTubers don't play characters, they're just doing regular streamer stuff. Yeah. But behind an avatar. Yeah. Which makes it weirder. I don't know. Like, from what I've seen of VTubers I have watched, like, the kayfabe is very thin. Like, oh, sticking to the debuting and retiring thing. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, that is a bit odd. I guess it's just they're using the terms for like, here's my new model, you know. But like, their kayfabe is very thin on these streamers. On the VTubers, they're like, no, I'm definitely a goblin. A bit of Hollow Cure, which is a vampire survival like Hololive fan game. It's actually a really solid game despite knowing nothing about Hololive. Unlocking a character from the gacha and that is referred to as debuting. Oh, of course. This makes sense. Yeah, in my brief bit of looking up like VTuber stuff, I know that, like, I mean, Hololive is massive. There are so many streamers, so many VTubers there, and they have like, there's Japan. They have like different branches, I think, don't they? They have like the Japanese branch and the English branch, and maybe some other ones. I don't know. But I think they're all on YouTube as well. They're all YouTube streamers. It's a whole franchise, yeah. Big business. It's crazy, but there you go. think I've probably seen some clips from them and not realized it. But yeah. Started following a lot of FF14 streamers on Twitter. Something 60% of the feed was VTubing drama because surprise, big Japanese MMO popular with weebs has a ton of VTubers streaming it. Yeah. But yeah, I will admit there is something interesting about like the idea of streaming behind a character. That sort of pseudo anonymity and your ability to you don't have to put yourself out there. You can be playing a character, which can be freeing in a certain way. Give you opportunity or permission to do things you wouldn't normally do. You know. So I can see, you know, the appeal of that. Yeah. But like, yeah, the rabbit hole goes so much deeper than you think. There we go. Helpful for trans and be other suffering from dysphoria. Actually, yeah, that's true. That is true. This makes sense. This gun is quite nice. Good protection for non-quest rumors. Yeah. Well, the more you know. Yeah. The other thing for me is that like I am a big fan of character design. Like I love character design. I like to do it to myself, and I like to appreciate it. And like that's, I don't know, it sounds weird, but you know, I appreciate it. Yeah. And so a lot of these you know, you look up and think that's a cool character design. Oh, that's a cool character design. You know, just like I'm just in it for the I'm just in it for the character design. You see, I'm only looking at the pictures. Yeah. I'm getting a larger constant. Oh, I'm not getting a larger constant commentary on my appearance. Ooh, yeah. Yep. I mean, that's most of the time when I will use a PNG tuber is when I've used it before. It's just like I am in an awful state. Like it's often been in the middle of summer when it's been really hot and I've just been sweating buckets, and like you don't need to see me like that. I would prefer you didn't. So I'm just gonna hide behind this now. That means I don't have to look at myself. Because I'm over there. I can see the stream window most of the time when streaming, and I have to look at myself. That's alright, I've gotten used to it, but man, early on it was weird. It was just weird, like, oh god. You just go, that's me. Yeah. But yeah, no, I like character design and stuff like that. So seeing a lot of the designs of these characters is cool, even if I'm not like watching any of their streams. I'm just like, oh, that's neat. Like, what is this design saying? What are we evoking here? Because God, there's so many. We'll just do stuff with Kmon, we'll be able to stick to a regular stream if I don't need to worry about things like appearance every time. Yeah. I have been like, oh, I should shower before the stream, not after it. So that I don't, you know, look horrible. Maybe this is just the future. Everyone is PNG tubing. I don't know. I still enjoy. I like. Oh my, you know, the camera's good. Means I can show things. Although I will say, it took me, like I said, it took me talking each other into becoming VTubers now. It took me a long time to be really comfortable with looking at myself over there. I'm still not like fully comfortable. It's weird because I don't mind it when it's live, but when I go back and watch it on the VOD, I actually hate it more. It's so odd. But I have been in a place where I really did not like to look at myself for a variety of reasons. And it was a lot to do with like health and things like that. It took me a long time to become comfortable with it, but I am now, so it's fine. I'm here. It's me. But like, I don't know. But yeah, it's odd because I think I definitely think, you know, I want to have something other than just the game, because I've tried doing that before where it's just me. I've had the blank, not blank, but I've like turned off webcam entirely, and I've been like just streaming over with nothing, that just talking, and I don't know, it doesn't work as well in my opinion for a stream. It works for like, weirdly it works for a YouTube video fine if you edit it and whatever, but for a stream it's like I kind of want to have something there, even if it's like not me, not literally me. Yeah. Yeah. But it's more fit, it's hard episode. Yeah. Like I said, I've gotten better about that from doing streaming a lot, but it's still there, and it was, oh god, it used to be really bad. I'm just like, I'm just not paying attention over there, just not looking. But it's better, you know. But then I've yeah, when you're stuck with a body that does not like you, like I have, one where it's either like slowly trying to kill you or is having a bad time, it's slowly just eating. It's like, yeah, this body dysmorphia has always been a thing. It's just like, oh, this is, yeah. You either go from being like way too skinny to going all the way the other way, and you're like, not happy with either of these things, really. Yeah. But like I said, it doesn't bother me so much nowadays, but it did used to be very bad. Chronic illness and the things that come with it. What a fun time. Yeah. Just like, yeah, having something there to look at as some sort of personality, some sort of thing. I do also, yeah, I also enjoy playing characters. No, I'm not talking myself into VTubing. Don't worry, I'll debut myself in if I start designing a Muppet, that's when you'll know. Like, I've made a Muppet. What for? Well, Yeah. It's funny though, because I think it might be like, I don't know, inherited behavior, but yeah. A lot of people, actually, I think, generally speaking, a lot of people are not, do not enjoy looking at themselves in photographs or in video or whatever. It's actually fairly common to be like, oh god, no, please, put it away. Don't make me look at that. Yeah. And we don't like hearing ourselves. We just don't want to perceive us. We don't want to perceive ourselves in any way. Other people, fine, but don't perceive me. I do think sometimes it might have to do with it's like, oh, go ahead, Pix, you can absolutely plug a thing. Like our entire experience is perceiving other people. Yeah, that's it. There you go, Lamb. The ability to perceive ourselves out of body is unnatural to our brains. Yeah, absolutely. I think sometimes I do think that's part of it. Like, have you ever had this happen to you? Maybe this is just me. Oh, test stream of Came on Saturday. Yes. Yes, Pix, yes. Yes. I look forward to it. We'll probably be doing D&D at that point, unfortunately. I may not be able to watch live. But I will watch... Oh, if it's around lunchtime though. Oh, that's different. That's different. I will try and catch that then. Yeah, Kmart debuts on Saturday. But anyway, yeah, I was saying, has this ever happened to you? Where you've looked in the mirror or looked at a photo of yourself and you have... What's the word? And then you just all of a sudden experience depersonalization. Where you just go like... Who am I? What is normal? Oh god, you just... I think that's the right phrase for it. Where you just suddenly you lose your grasp on what is normal and what and yourself, even if it's only for a brief second. Because I've had that happen to me before, and you're like, ah, that's weird. Has this ever happened to you? Maybe it's just my brain being silly and odd. Not in that context, yeah. Fair Pix, yeah, that's fair. Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It's bizarre. Sometimes I think like, is that just because my brain is still... Occasionally just has trouble grasping that you can perceive yourself. But yeah. Mirrors would be like, yeah, I look perfectly fine. And then... Yeah. The content's like, oh no. Oh no. Yeah. I tell you what, that is one of the weird things. Part of why it took so long to get used to streaming, looking at myself while streaming, is this is the right way around. It's not like that on the on this screen. This is, oh boy. Silly me. You didn't see anything there except for infinite recursion. But yeah, over here it's mirrored, which is what you're used to seeing, and this isn't. This is how you actually look. You saw nothing but infinity. You saw nothing, but you saw everything. And so it definitely took time to get used to the fact that, oh no, this is correct. This is actually correct. The way I've been seeing myself in mirrors this whole time has been wrong, and this is right. Oh. Yeah. Perceiving yourself is strange. There. Oh. Just emails. Go away, emails. important, just a bunch of mailing lists I haven't unsubscribed to. But yeah, I think one thing, the weird thing I've learned is just, I think the thing I'm learning or have been trying to learn for a long time is just like, no matter what, I basically can't make myself happy. Well, no, that's the wrong word. While like you try and search for something, like physically, like the certain way that you look or whatever, or a certain thing. At least for me, it's like, oh, do I need to lose weight? Do I need to do this or do that? It's basically always going to be, there's always going to be something, grass is always going to be greener somewhere else, and on that front. So it's like, it's just, I need to just not worry about it so much. As long as you're happy and healthy, and that's all that matters, really. Yeah, it's really hard though. It's so difficult. Yeah. No. Well, we went to a real place there. Somehow. I don't know. I said I didn't have a plan for today. In case you couldn't tell. Here's all the random shit we've been talking about. Yeah, and for those things, I only mean to speak for myself. I don't mean to say it's universal or anything. Yeah. Yeah, hearing myself is still, I think, the slightly weirder thing. But I got pretty used to that by doing a podcast for a couple of years. Editing myself and being like, yeah, this is fine. More common thing people want to talk about. Yeah. Especially because when it comes to like, body dysmorphia and things like that, we are constantly being bombarded with like, what's the word? Like standards to compare yourself to, and that's in a very unhealthy way. Certainly through like advertising and media and all of that stuff. So it's part of what makes it so common, I think. And to remember that, like, the important thing is like that is, that's all constructed. Does it's there's no objectivity to it. It's all subjectively constructed out of basically nothing. So you can, you don't have to abide by those standards at all, and you're not any less if you don't. Yeah. Certain songs hate my vocal performance, people praise the heck out of vocal performance, it feels extremely weird. Yeah. It's like, why are you praising it? It was bad. Yeah. Oh god, all the internalized like criticism with yourself and like, yeah, when it comes to making stuff like that, yeah. It's so much of that, which is a different thing, but that's like, if people if somebody says they liked it, they're not wrong. They cannot be wrong about that. So you may not think it was good work, but somebody liked it, and when somebody tells you that, when someone says like, I like that or whatever, believe them, because they're probably telling the truth. There is a tendency to be like, oh, they're just being nice, and like, no, actually, I think most of the time they're being genuine about it. And once you've made something, it's out of your hands now. Like the quality is just, that's up to whoever's listening to it or watching it or looking at it. Yeah. It's a difficult feeling to process. Yeah, for sure. I understand. Like it's complicated because, especially, and I have had this experience where you yeah, it's more like phrasing that was bad. Like, but where you spend like no effort on, you spend like a minimal amount of effort and make a dumb thing, and then you spend a lot of time and effort on something else, and the dumb thing you spent like 5 minutes on is what people is what takes off, is what people really like, and then the other stuff you put a lot of time and effort into is just like a few people and like, oh, what? But yeah, that's the way it goes. And finally, I did the garage, had to rush to get over the finish line, had to sing a song that wasn't originally planned, it was way too high, and do one take because he lost his voice during take 2. Woof. And think here are all the mistakes and things they would change. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's just, yeah. But I think with that sort of thing, I don't know, it's like, yeah, it's, you have to resist the temptation to like try and fix it or anything. Just be like, well, I think it was bad, but if you liked it, then all right. I can't tell you you're wrong. It's because it's all subjective. I can't correct you about that. Yeah. It's like, oh, what was that? Where's that image of the there's the image of the it's like a sewing sampler, and like it's the back of it where it's all like janked up and messed up, and it's like what you see, and then you turn it around and it's the really nice design on the other side. It's like what the audience sees. You know. It's so wild how like you don't have any of the context for all the stuff that went on, and you just see the end result, and you're like, I like this. This is good. It's like, oh, but I hear all of it. And it's like, I don't hear any of that. It all works. Yeah. I think the sort of, I don't know, one thing to take away from that is basically just you can't control what people's reaction to something you make is gonna be. Like you can think you know what it's going to be, or you can think one way and it turns out to be something completely different, and you kind of have to surrender to that to some degree, because it is truly out of your hands, and because it's all subjective, nobody can be really wrong about how they feel about it. Not that they can't be wrong about other things about it, but like, you know, their reaction to it, how they feel about it, that's their own opinion, and that's, you know, unique to them, and there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah. I want the songs they picked, and I was like, why? No, why this? Yeah. I have to admit, I haven't had that exact experience, so I don't know. I might feel differently if I had that happen to me, where it's like, why are you spotlighting this thing that I hate, that I don't like, you know, that I yeah. But, but yeah, at the end of the day, because you can't predict how people are going to feel about things, like, just... Yeah, I see a lot of people, like, this advice comes up all over the place in various things. It's like surrendering to the process, like doing something for you, just not worrying about what people are going to think about it because you can't control it, and just surrendering to the process, and just whatever happens, happens, you know? You're doing it in a group environment, everyone around you assures it was good, and you feel like you can't trust me. You're like, okay, they're just trying to protect my feelings. Yeah, that's really common. I've seen that in a lot of spaces where people assume that everyone else is just being nice, And I'm sure that it is sometimes true. That's the insidious part about that thought, is that, like, it's not completely baseless. Like, that's definitely happened before. But I do think that on the whole, you know, when people are doing, you know, if you're in that sort of group environment, I think on the whole people are being honest most of the time. If they're a good group of people who you trust otherwise, they tell you something that you don't, you know, you don't agree with that, but, you know. I don't know. Could be wrong. But it can be really hard to shake that feeling. It's all that sort of internalized criticism and internal, like, all the, like, the imposter syndrome, basically, is what it is. And imposter syndrome is a lying bastard. Creative endeavors are hard. They are. They're really hard. You know? Mm. Do you know what's funny? It's like, I thought about this when it comes to I was watching some art channels. I was looking for other like art tutorial channels to watch, and I found a few videos of like, I actually really enjoy watching critique streams, weirdly enough, or streams or videos or whatever, where like I watched some from Sinix, Sinix on YouTube, and some others that were in the recommended that I don't remember the channel names, but it's where you know, viewers or patrons or whatever will send in their piece of artwork and be like, I'm looking for critique. I've watched, you know, Drawfee does this as well on their extra channel of their draw classes, where it's like, you know, someone sends in a picture and it's like, can you help me fix this? Can you critique this? And several of the ones I watched, particularly the ones on Drawfee, the people will send in and be like, I really don't like how this came out. I thought I was trying to do this and then blah 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 was bad. And they look at it and it's just like, no, this is good. Stop being so hard on yourself. Like, what do you want from me? This is good. Here's some other things you could try, or like if you're trying to do this, like, no, you're doing good. And it's so common with like a lot of particularly self-taught, I've noticed, like self-taught artists on the internet have so much, there's a lot of internal criticism and there's a lot of internalized like imposter syndrome and all that stuff, and it's like, no, you're doing good. Like the number of people who are like, could I charge for commissions? It's like, yes, I have seen much worse people charge a lot more. Do it. You're doing great. You're on the right lines. Keep going. And you used to do a series of critiquing fan submission of music, and done one for a while. Yeah. I don't know, I find those are really interesting streams or videos or whatever. Because I feel like it's a good way to it's actually kind of a good way to learn. Mad at him for judging art, right? Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It comes down to how they go about it. Because at least for visual art, like if someone is trying to draw representationally, i.e. they're not trying to like stylize things too much, there are times when you can point out like errors that are not like an artistic choice. It's just like, okay, the ear isn't that low down on the face. Generally, it should be like up here, like, and that's, you know, those are quote unquote mistakes, and those can be fixed with, you know, oh, you need to pop it up here, you need to study this, da 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 da. And then there are other things that are deliberate artistic choices, and like a bad critique is where someone ignores that and it's just like, well, here's what I would do, and redoes the whole thing and changes the style entirely. It's like, okay, well, that's what you would do, but it's not what they're doing or trying to do. Don't have people getting mad at illustrators for learning anatomy. Well, depends how they're learning anatomy. definitely get people mad at illustrators who trace or use reference because people are ignorant. Anyway, who worry about music in a way don't get. Yeah. But yeah, I think it seems to me as an outsider to music that there would be less of those, like, you know, anatomical mistakes or the equivalent, right? There'd be less of those, that sort of thing, and it comes a lot more down to creative choices, which is maybe where that comes from, where they're like, you know, no, clearly if this is in here, this is on purpose and is not a mistake. You're disrespecting their artistic vision. And it's like, well, no, there's still there are still things we can do to make this better. Yeah. Music people who don't know music theory is more pure. Oh no! Oh, that's exactly. Oh god, they're everywhere. These people, because that's exactly the same as people who think that drawing without reference is better. And I'm like, what are you smoking? What are you on? What? No! Stop it! Stop it! No! Not talking about no reference. I know. Oh god. Ugh, it pains me. Always use some kind of reference. Exactly. This is my thing. Whenever I see these things, like, oh, I did this without. I do. Slight aside, but you know, watching those critique videos is also good because it can be. I can basically play along at home, and that can be interesting as well to see if I'm spotting the same things that they are. It's a good test of your skills in that way. And there's been a couple times where someone put in a piece of art and it's like, I drew this without reference, and the person doesn't, on the video doesn't say it, but I'm just going, yeah, I can tell. Please use reference. Yeah, exactly, there you go. I know, I can tell you didn't use reference. It would have looked better if you had. Now, the thing with reference like really drives me nuts because it is a critique born out of people who don't know what they're doing. I'm sorry, but it is. Like, it straight up is. People who are only self-taught online, and that's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly fine, but I just want to go back in time and find whatever freaking DeviantArt user started this trend of like thinking that using reference is bad and smack them upside the head. Like, who did this? Because it is mostly self-taught people, because if you get taught formally, you learn that, no, you have to reference things if you want to learn how to draw them. Like, if you've never seen an elephant before, and I ask you to draw an elephant, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you just going to sit there and be like, I don't know what that is? Are you just going to like make something up? Or are you going to go to the zoo or find a picture or a video and be like, oh, that's what an elephant looks like. That's reference. That's what that is. And like, you think they made the Mona Lisa without reference? She was sitting there posing for him for ages. That's how that works. The hell's wrong with you? Stop it. And the series, a lot of him being like, here's me talking from my perspective, someone who has a degree in years of professional experience, I guess. People would be like, music theory is bad. You're bad for forcing music theory on them. Oh god. So it's like, here's my perspective as somebody who's very experienced with music theory. And they're like, what's all this music theory? Get out of here. Like, yeah. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with being self-taught when it comes to either music or like art or anything like that, really. But yeah, when you get taught it formally, you learn that referencing and theory is not bad and is actually can be very useful. Yeah, YouTuber has channel about music theory. Viewers shocked Pikachu face. Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know where it comes from. Like I said, it's someone in DeviantArt in like 2003. Where are you? Who did this? I'll find you. When it comes to art, at least, it's like there's this sort of idea that and that you start out using reference like training wheels and then you stop using it. And the weird thing is, like, that's not really true. It kind of is only a little bit, because people have built up a huge like mental library of reference material, essentially. But my god, no, it is not somehow more pure or better art if it hasn't used reference. Like, no. And the same goes for music theory, I guess. Big successful music, not having music, formal music education or no music theory, so obviously it's worthless because all those people did without it. It's the exact same story. Same story for art. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same goddamn thing. So dumb. Yeah. 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 It's always funny as well, or at least it's interesting to me as well, when someone throws up, like, posts a piece of art for critique or whatever, and it's like something looks off to me, but I don't know what, and I'm like, oh, you're so close. Because that being able to recognize when something is wrong is like halfway to solving the problem, right? It's rather than uploading something that looks where, you know, a representational drawing of a person and it's all out of whack, and being like, this is what a person looks like, right? It's like, no, you recognize that there's things are off. Just need to give you the tools to fix it. It's like, no, in a way, it's good that you don't like this. Because you've recognized that there's a problem. You know something is wrong. Because you know how things are supposed to look. We just need to teach you how to communicate that between your brain and your hand. Like, we're halfway there. We're almost there. Don't feel bad that you know that it looks wrong. It's a good thing, actually. Yeah, and the other really common thing I see with like critiques for art or whatever is also just like, how do I get better? And how difficult of a question that actually is to answer. Like, and how that's so way too general of a question. It's like, how can I improve? It's like, well, what are you trying to do? Like, what do you want to do? That's something that comes up a lot. Is like, you need to develop, you need to figure out what your goal is or your intention is. You know. Ooh, music theory. Music theory is just a bunch of rules, so if you know music theory, you're now beholden to the rules and therefore have ruined the magic of creation. Oh god. Oh right. Mark Twain. Yeah, it's like, me learning about rivers makes them no less magical. Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely. Yeah. No, it's just like, it's the same with learning like the rules of drawing people or anatomy or whatever. It's like, these are the rules. You know, here's how to do this, like, quote unquote properly, or in art it'd be like representationally. Here's how to do it that way. Now that you know this, it's like the scene from The Matrix. Some of these rules can be bent, some can be broken. Now you can figure out how to break these. Like, do I give you an example? Actually, yeah, I can probably do you a quick example. Let's see if my tablet's going to want to behave. Because I can maybe just show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to try the wireless mode on this. I've been having problems trying to use a tablet because the cable keeps disconnecting. Which maybe it's just time to get a new tablet. I don't know. Let's see if this is any better. Oh, I've got it the wrong way around because I'm silly. Yeah, character artists take the rules and stretching them outright breaking them. Exactly. You learn the rules so that you know how to break them. Or you know what rules can be broken. Because some of them are load bearing and some of them are, some of them are more important than others. Basically. Right, clip, come on. Open up. Clip. Behave. This is purely for just demonstration purposes, but I'm sure you get what I'm talking about, but I just want to show you exactly what I mean. Yes, this will do. Monitor capture. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so here's I'm gonna. Speaking of rules, whatever. That's a face. Let's do a face. Right. Nose go, and we'll do like a little nose. Like here, right? And some eyebrows, just so he doesn't look like he's just staring into your soul. Alright. And this is just like an emoticon face, basically. So the rule is eyes go above the nose, go above the mouth. Now, copy paste. Merge that down. Here's what I can do, is I can get rid of the nose. And just get rid of the nose entirely. Still reads as a face. I can change the mouth. I can put it down here. It still reads as a face. I can change the eyes. I can put them down here. Kind of looks more like Winnie the Pooh. I can even do this. I can take the eyebrows fully off the face. And it still works. Let me show you what you can't do. Which is this. I put the nose above the eyes. And I'm going to put the mouth over the eyes. And I'm going to take this eye. I'm going to put it down here. And when I say when I say, this is what you can't do. Well, now that I've done this, it doesn't quite look like a face anymore. But if you're doing this on purpose, and put the other eyebrow like over here, trying to do something with this, then it can work to make something abstract and surreal. Like if I had this person in one panel being like, I'm just gonna do the, oh, look at that straight line. No line tool here, which I should probably be using. Come here. Zip. Whatever. And it's just like, now it's now it's a surrealist meme. That face when abstract. Or that feel when abstract. Surrealist memes for surrealist teens. Yeah, it's a Zoomer meme. No, it's not nearly esoteric enough to be a Zoomer meme. Nah. Zoomer memes are just like that. That's a Zoomer meme right there. Yeah, and yeah, imagine this like way more deep fried. You know, there's like artifacts around the edge of all of this. Like and there's maybe the stock photo guy, the stonks guy. What am I doing? This is really terrible, but you know, it's just got the like. Actually, I don't even think stonks is a Zoomer meme, but you know. You get the idea. But yeah. Alright, put that up there. Imogen said, yeah. But yeah, like, if you know the rules, you can break them more effectively, or you can just decide whether or not you think that's something you want to do. Because like following those rules so strictly, can be restricting. So you want to play around with them, have some fun, but it helps if you know what they are. Absolutely. And there's different rules. Yeah, it's contextual as well. And I often find with like people who are self-taught or just starting out, if they don't have a very strong goal in mind, they often do just want to get better at drawing representationally, even if they don't know how to phrase that, how to put it that way. So then it is very important to learn the rules and use the reference and do all that sort of stuff. But I can appreciate the sort of slightly frustrating position that you're in at that stage, because I've been there. I've been there. Particularly when people are just like, you need to just practice, and like that's often very unhelpful advice, because what does that mean? Like, what do I practice? Because it always just comes back down to intention. Because if you're like, I don't know what to practice, the way to answer that question is to ask, well, what are you trying to do? Like, what are you trying to get better at? If we're trying to get better at something, like, we need to figure out what your goal is. What are you trying to do? Then we can figure out what you need to practice in order to do that. Or you just pick something and go for it. Yeah. So YouTube, especially on highest stylized imagery, talked about various methods of drawing faces the traditional way. Circle guide cross didn't work, so they found a different method. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Sometimes it's about finding what works for you. Yeah. But yeah, you have to practice with intention to be like, I want to get better at this, so we need to do this to get better at that. And I think that's a really useful tip that goes with like anything. If you're trying to like get better at anything, if you're trying to improve something, You want to get better at music. You want to get better at art. You want to get better at writing. I don't know, whatever it is. You have to have. Oh, sorry, I won't say you have to have, but it will help you a lot to have a clear intention. Even if it's not, it doesn't have to be like a long-term goal. Like I want to be an illustrator, or I want to be a novelist, or I want to be a musician. It doesn't have to. You don't have to figure that out right away. In fact, that will probably change like 5 times. But what will help is having an intention like right now. It's like, well, what do I want to get better at? What do I want to do now? Like, not what do I want to do, like, what do I want to, where do I want to end up? It's like, what's the next thing, next step? Like, do you want to make a webcomic, let's say, for example? Do you want to make music? Or do you want to make soundtracks? Or do you just want to experiment with noise? I don't know. You want to write short stories? So you want to write. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? And it's okay if you don't know. Like, you can spend a lot of time figuring that out. But like, if you can figure out an intention, like a small goal or whatever it is, then you'll progress. You will likely progress faster because you'll be able to focus on getting better at the things you need to do that, you know. You start programming, find the best way to start getting better is to go do something and start learning as you go. The questions are more important than the finished product. Yeah, I mean, that's why when it comes to art, a lot of advice that comes along, and this might be broadly applicable actually, to things beyond visual art, but this is where I've seen it. It's like, you'll learn more from doing 100 like sketches and like one finished piece than trying to make everything you do into a finished piece. Like, you gotta, you know, you start doing something, you ask questions, you figure out is it working, is it not, and you're not putting the pressure on yourself to make it into a finished piece of whatever it is. It's an experiment, or it's a sketch, or it's a whatever. You know, you take all the pressure off of, like, this is practice, this isn't a finished product, this doesn't have to be good. In fact, it's probably gonna be bad. But that's okay, because I'm figuring it out. Yeah. And yeah, the questions you ask are more important than the finished product. Yeah, for sure. What you learn, you'll learn a lot more from doing things that way than trying to be like, every piece you make has to be a finished piece. Has to be a, you know, a fully rendered image, or a full song, or a completed game, or a novel, or a short story, or whatever, you know. Oh. Yeah. But yeah, for my part, I've just been wanting to do. Every time I've come back to doing some more art, it's like I always end up going through the lens of character design, because that's just what I really enjoy, that sort of thing. And I'm not so big on, you know, oh, I'm going to do a background, I'm going to do a landscape or whatever. Like, no, character design. Oh, and the swear word, yeah. That came out of the character design, you know. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make this into a shirt, which you can buy. Tired, background, wired, red. Look, shape with a color. Look, don't call me out like this. That's every character. It's just everything. It's just shape with background. Or shape, yeah, shape with thing. Like, oh yeah, no, I'll show the ones I did recently. I put these up on Tumblr. No, I did put them up on Tumblr, but that's not what I meant to say. I put them up on Mastodon. And yeah, here we go. The frustrated kind of profile. But yeah, here we go. If you hadn't seen these, by the way, I did post these on kind.social, but only there. Didn't put them on Twitter or anything. And put them on Tumblr. But I was, getting back into doing some more character design and had a random generator make some character descriptions. And so that's how we ended up with Sal, or Sally, a cyberpunk demon mercenary. And look, it's just black. It's just look. The background is just a color. All right, it's just a shape. It's a heart. Also, she's my favorite. She's such a shit. I love it. And the other one was a satyr kickboxer who has like a drone friend. But yeah, like every time, this is just what just do this and just slap a color on it, and Bob's your uncle. Friend talks like more. I mean, I was thinking that, or like the like Rocky, like say, come on, kid, you're gonna go, you got this, kid. Give me your 1-2, which is kind of more to Jason, yeah. But like, yeah. It was a cyberpunk character generator, and oh yeah, this is also where I decided it's like I'm gonna draw a Tommy gun in profile or whatever. Oh yeah, I did have. And see, look, here's the reference. I used a reference. Let me just see. Look, because there's no freaking way I was gonna figure out how you draw a Tommy gun in this pose otherwise. Because what the hell? Give me enough trouble with the bloody reference. Anyway. Also, how do her horns go through her hat? Shut up. Stop it. Look, don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. Oh yeah, I did see that Mort is back in the new Planescape module thingy. Yeah, I had a look at that and I'm like... I'm not like super excited because Wizards releases recently haven't been amazing, but also the trailer very much gave me like this is Planescape the theme park vibes, and given that Planescape was very much the brainchild of a few specific people who are I don't think involved with this, I'm just like it's probably going to be very different. So I'm not super jazzed about it. But yeah, like, here we are. Character design, slap a color behind it, and we're done. Backgrounds? What are those? Yeah. Who knows? See, was there? I forgot that. I forgot. Oh, there's a bunch of things I haven't actually posted. Nah, we're good. Good. I forgot I was opening the open file and it's like, oh no, you can see all my files, but not like all my files. You can only see some files. Just so there's a bunch of stuff in there that I haven't posted that is like just sketchy things. Ah, well, whatever. No big deal. Secret art. Yes, art that's only for me. Yeah, my works in progress are between me and God. Yeah, basically. It's like, don't look at my shame. Nah, it's not that bad. I'm just checking. No, you didn't see anything. You didn't see anything you weren't supposed to. Oh dear. Nah. You'll take. Oh, don't look at it. Oh, look at them. Oh. Ah dear. Yeah. But yeah, I've been doing stuff like that, you know. Just I haven't been posting it. Because for a while it was like, do I post it on Twitter and it's gonna get like gobbled up by image repost or like AI scraped or whatever. Like I can put it on and now I can put it on kind.social if I really want to. Or Tumblr maybe. I don't know. There isn't anywhere good to put stuff like that now. Developing games is I hate coding, just getting anywhere means having to do it. Ah yes. Kingdom for not having to code. Ah, let's just have some AI write the code for it. No. I guess that's the problem with trying to make a game all by yourself. Do all the other things. Model, audio, write 100-page design documents. Coding, no thank you. Well, you know, that's the thing. In a game studio, or a decently sized game studio, then yeah, that's how it goes. But yeah, for indies, often just left doing everything. Ooh. Co-piloting more ethical than some other applications, neural networks. Yeah. I don't know much about that. Like, I don't know what data it's been trained on or whatnot. I just know that, like, I just feel like trusting an AI to write something like that is risky. Yeah. It's like, what data has this been trained on? Huh? Did you ethically source this data? Huh? Hey, did you have the rights to those GitHub repos? Yeah. Exactly. Oh. Ah. Oh. Crunch. Yeah. If they did make doubly sure everything was in license, that'd be no problem, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, coding is something I've never dabbled with even a little bit. Actually, it's not strictly true, but like only the tiniest amount. Oh, fiddling with Foundry, setting up a Lancer encounter. Ah, nice. C#. Yeah. But yeah, like I don't know the first thing about coding. No, that's not true. I know one thing, that you need to always close your parentheses, or bad things will happen. You must close your parentheses, or everything will go horribly wrong. That's about all I know about coding. That's about it, really. Well, nothing will happen, usually. Wait, but that means nothing will happen. Wait a minute. Yeah, it won't compile. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I can't. I don't know. I haven't tried to learn to code, and I don't know. It's not something I'm terribly interested in, but it feels like one of those things that would be really hard for me to hold everything in my head of what you need to do. Coders are just math, and I'm bad at math. I don't know. Is it math? Rules and art and trickery. Convincing computers to do things that they don't want to do. Nice little fight response in my head. Fair enough. Yeah. And then it's like, you know, if you learn to code, what do you code? You have to learn like a language, right? You have to pick one, at least to start with, I guess. Like, what do you code in? I guess it depends what you want to do, right? Code in C# or Python or whatever else. I don't know. And somewhat interchangeable. Oh no, you have to learn a dozen languages. Oh good. Once you know the rules of each, you can jump between them. Yeah. Oh god. So many things. I'll tell you something. Speaking of that, actually, not coding, but I was thinking like I should learn something. Because after playing Final Fantasy for a bit, and like it's all very Japanese, Japan. I was like, you know, I've never been a massive weeb, but learn another. You know, what if I try and this is not a particularly serious thought. It's like, what about like learning languages, or like what about learning a bit of Japanese or whatever? And I went to look up, and it's like, you know, at least let me look at the alphabet and see what, you know, like, see what that's all about. And what? Oh, there's another Duolingo course. Oh no. And like, yeah, I spent some time like being like, here's a bunch of, you know, that's the hiragana. Just writing that out. Yeah. So like, it could be interesting. I don't know if I'm gonna seriously consider it, but I was like, let me just see what that's all about. The actual Japanese teacher said the Duolingo course is quite bad. I imagine it is. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go for it, but I was like, it could be interesting. It was just interesting to like read through the hiragana and like realizing all the vowel sounds are completely different and how many of them there are. What was interesting to me is like realizing that, oh, Japanese is actually, broadly speaking, a phonetic alphabet. At least the hiragana are. I think they all are. I think all the alphabets are, because they either represent a single sound or a syllable or something. And so the way something is written, more or less, tells you how to pronounce it. Yeah, that was the other thing I was getting. I was like, oh, actually writing it seems way more complicated than speaking it. Infer the meaning of surrounding symbols from unknown symbols from surrounding symbols. Yeah. Yeah. The kanji represent whole concepts and used for names and such. Right, yes. Those are not phonetic, right. Yeah. Hiragana are phonetic. Katakana, I don't know if they are. Kanji are not, because they represent an entire concept. Yeah. But yeah, like the thing about it, like doing the hiragana, is like you have 5 vowel sounds, which are R, E, U, E, O, and they are all, then the various other hiragana are modifications of those sounds that come in different sort of blocks, like ka, ki, ku, ke, ko, which is K sounds, and sa, shi, su, se, so, which is S, and all of that sort of stuff. So they're all modifications on those sounds, and except there's one consonant, like a lone consonant, which is just N or N. And it's like, huh. Because it's interesting, because I remember I studied German for a while at school, and that's, you know, and that's very, I've retained a little bit of that. Enough to say, I'm trying to remember actually what the phrase was that I remember. The useful phrase. Yeah. It was Ich lerne Deutsch, aber ich habe etwas vergessen, which I think is the correct way to do. I learned German, but I have forgotten a lot of it. So that, but the interesting thing to me about like Japanese, beyond like, oh, a lot of the media I've watched has been Japanese, or recently because of Final Fantasy, is also it's completely different, because German and English are like related linguistically pretty closely. A lot of languages in, you know, this part of the world are, funnily enough, but Japanese is I think just has nothing to do with any of those languages. Like they're on completely opposite and like as far apart as you can be linguistically. I don't think they have any connection to each other, which is why like the sounds are completely different, the grammar is completely, like everything is different. And it's like, that's interesting. You know, not quite with the in sing, it's like yeah, it's a glottal sound. It's like it's there, the Japanese N, more or less. I don't even know how to pronounce that in Klingon. I don't speak Klingon. Yeah. Oh, it's actually, wait, hold on. Is the first word the Klingon word for Klingon? Klingon. Oh. Where's the Klingon Duolingo? Wait, no, that probably exists. In fact, it almost certainly exists. Yeah. Probably one of the first courses made for Duolingo. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna write that out. Oh yeah, I did write out, like I was like found some useful Japanese phrases and like tried to write them out. Just like, okay, let me break them down for the hiragana without looking up the translation and see if I know what it is. Like, oh yeah, like, hold on, it's gonna be enhance. Yeah, arigato, sumimasen, ohayo gozaimasu, and konnichiwa. It's like, yeah, once you actually break it down, that works. There's a touching the tongue to the roof of the mouth is behind the top guns and blowing air outside. Klungan. Klungan hole. Can't do that. The only problem I can foresee with trying to learn something like Japanese is I am not very... No, I was going to say I'm not very good at... No, I actually just cannot. I've never been able to roll my R sounds. That has never worked for me. Ren is very excited to go to Japan, practice Japanese. Everyone wanted to practice their English on him. Yeah. I know that there's like there's probably a way to learn how to roll your R's, but I've never been able to do it like without practice. Like you never be able to just go. See, it doesn't work. Every time I do it, it sounds wrong. It doesn't work. I can't do the, you know, the really crisp sounding like. I mean, I just can't make that noise. So you know what I mean. You have to train. To a bunch at the bottom or by touching the roof of their mouth. Ah. No, I'm not. And it's down to accent and stuff and whichever you do. Yeah. Don't roll me R's. Don't do that. Not in this accent. So I'd have to learn how to do that, or it would just sound weird. Okay. Yeah. There are 3 ways to roll your R's according to WikiHow. According to the next link, there are 5 ways. There are so many. I can't do any of them. Butter. Apparently, you can already produce a rolled R sound. When you say the word butter quickly, the T sound is made by flapping your tongue against the roof of your mouth rather than a normal T sound. Okay, I can do that. But that's not an R. That's not an R. Oh. Nah, no. Well, this is the first stumbling block. We're in trouble already. Ah, hell. My dreams have been dashed immediately. Never mind. Never mind. I'll just stick to the phrases I already know. Just from watching anime or being on the internet. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. Yeah. Who knows if I'll follow that up any further, though. We shall see. Oh, hold on. Oh. I was left like several small crunches and one just big thunk. That was a good one, yeah. Crunchy. Alright. I might... Oh, actually, it's almost 8:30. And I think it's probably a good time to call it for tonight. Yeah, we had a good chat. Didn't end up playing any games, but that's okay. Just enjoyed hanging out and chatting about all sorts. Talking about art and Vtubers. Japanese. Who knows? Could it be? Yeah, many sorts of things. Many things. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go. art and VTubers are the same thing. I mean, I guess it's. I mean, I can't argue with you. I can't disprove it. I can't dispute that. All right. Well, I'm gonna head off and get some food. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out and for chatting. Yeah. Let's do the usual thing. VODs are on the YouTube channel. The store is where you can buy merch. The Discord is where you can hang out with the community, and the socials is where you can find me and follow me and see what I'm up to. That's it from me today. Like I said earlier, I'm taking next week off. Vacation time. Stream break time. Yeah, after all of that Final Fantasy, I think I need one. We're going to take that off, so I'll be back not on next Monday, but the week after. However, all things willing, we will still be doing Vikings on Sunday, so I'll be around for that on HP's channel. And keep an eye on the YouTube channel, because I will be putting up some archive streams next week. Stay tuned to find out what those are. Oh, you're out on Sunday. Oh no, the Vikings. Oh no. Ah, well, that's fine. Yeah, we kind of need you to run the server, so no Vikings then. Unless you just want to throw on the server before you leave. Just leave it up, but no, that would be... Don't do that. Yeah. So, I'll be back on the... Actually, yeah, I can give you a date, can't I? The 9th of October. And, oh boy, then we got a few weeks, and God, it won't be that long. Bus is coming. Bus is coming. You know what that means. It's so close. I should get on the mod Slack, see what's going on over there. But you know what else it means? We're still in hibernation? Okay, good. That makes me feel less bad about not checking. Somebody has to light the mod signal at some point. Sound the horn of Gondor. We'll just come out of the woodwork, you know, just out of the bushes, like. Alright. But yeah, it's coming. It's coming soon. Okay, nothing too relevant yet. Alright. I want to be better about checking it. You don't get in there like right at the right as things are about to start. I've done that before, and I've been like, oh, I should have been here before. Anyway, soon, month or so, it's coming. Prepare yourselves. Anyway, I will see you in a couple weeks. Thank you all for watching. Take care and have a good time. Bye.